Hello, welcome to today's session. In today's session, we are going to simply create a website. We are just going to create a website so that your students will be able to appreciate what you have been teaching them and their programming. Starting from the day where we started from what's a program, what is programming terminologies. We also talk about the data types, and we also talk about variables and constants. So we are just going to use this knowledge to start from the scratch to create a simple website. Please, we are not going to do much on it. We are just going to create a simple website. And first thing first, if you are going to create a website, you need a text editor. So there are text editors outside or on the internet that you can download, but we don't need to download this thing in our tutorial. In this tutorial, I'm just going to use the simple or the common text editor that we have. If you are using Microsoft machine, if you are using Windows, either from Windows 10 or any of the Windows, and if you are also using Apple, there are also text editors that you can use. So in this tutorial, we are going to use the text editor. So first thing first, we have to create a folder. So first, on your desktop, you can decide to place it inside the program for that, the drive C, or you can just leave it on the desktop so that you'll be able to visit it and manipulate it for further editing. So now, on your desktop, you double tap or you just right click and you come to new. So in a new, just create a folder. So the folder, we are just going to name it like website. So we just name it as website. So you see our folder is ready. So this is our first step. So our next step that we are going to do is to make sure that we have our text editor. So someone will decide to use the Microsoft Notepad. That's the text editor, Notepad. So you can simply come to a search bar and you just type notes. So the more you just type notes, Notepad will be out. You see, you can just click on it to launch it. Okay, another way you can do it, if you don't want to use the search button, you just right click on an empty space on your desktop. Then you come to new. Now inside the new, you scroll down to text document. You can see there's a text document. So just click on text document and you see it has appeared here like that. So maybe perhaps we can also edit this text document as a website. So we just edit it and save it this way. So these two, we need this text editor and that of our folder. So the folder will contain other objects. It will contain other objects that we need. For instance, if we need any object like an image that we want to use it in our website, we'll put it. We can decide to put it in a folder, or maybe we can just call it outside. So now, with this text editor, you just click to open the text editor. Now, immediately you open your text editor. Now, first thing you are going to do is to define the document type. So, what document are you going to use? I think we are going to create a website. So, from the scratch, we are going to use the hypertext transfer markup language, HTML. We use HTML. So the markup language that we are going to use, that will be the doc. So we specify the document type. And now those who have never coded before, please take note. Our coding always starts with an opening tag and closing tag. So that is the closing tag is what the user will refer to as the less than sign. See the less than sign and that of the greater than sign. You see these signs. So this is an opening tag. So this opening tag, so we are going to define our document type. So our document type is going to be HTML. So the document type, we are going to press, you type the question mark sign. So basically you can then type doc type, say doc type. So we put doc type. Now then specify, the doc type is going to be HTML, right? So we say HTML. That's the hypertext transfer markup language. So we then close it. So immediately we close it, we have now defined our document type. So the document type is going to be HTML. So since it's going to be HTML, then what we're supposed to do in our next line, but please take note that each code is going to be on a line. So the coding is going to be on a line. So this is the second line. So our HTML, we then specify our HTML, we then say, okay, then if our document type is going to be HTML, so we type HTML, then we close it. And listen, that is each tag, you see HTML is in the opening and closing tag. So that's one tag. So, and in programming, when you open, you have to close. So the closing tag will close it, and we use the /, then we type again HTML. Then we close it like this. So immediately we close it, it means we are beginning our first step. So I advise that you bring your cursor, just open it so that you can open it small. Take note, that means every code that you are going to do, anything that is going to appear in the website, anything in the website should be between this HTML. It shouldn't be outside. It shouldn't be outside. Do not type anything outside here. No, it will not run. Everything should be between this tag. Everything should be in the HTML tag. So everything should be inside. So the moment we now declare, that means we now put our HTML, because the document type is HTML. So after we have defined, or we have just inserted the HTML tag, both the opening and the closing. So now, first thing, so you go to let's save it. Let's save it in our folder. So just go to File, then come and select Save As. If you have, maybe you can minimize this, or perhaps you can just move it this way. So now we are going to save this. So to save this, so we come and click on Save As. So it will open the file directory for you to save. So remember that we are going to save it in the folder that we have created here. Sorry. We are going to, okay. So the one we have, so I think you just come to your desktop, then you scroll down. I think we said website, so this is the folder. Then we open it, and then, so we are now going to type the name. The name should be index. You type index dot. Now the extension, that is the hypertext transfer markup language. So you say HTML. That will be the index. Now, secondly, when you get to the save as type, the type it is not only text document. Make it, just select all files. So that means, because the website contains several files. You know, there are 4 files that we know, from image, from video, from audio, and from sound. So those are the files that we have. So you just select all files. And you see the encoding is the UTF. The encoding is the UTF-8. So I think in our next meeting we'll talk about that. So you just click on save. That means we have saved our website. You can see. Now I open the website folder. You see the first file that is inside is called the website. Please take note, because it is going to be opened by a web browser, or the text extension is HTML. So your web browser, now when you save it, the icon will now represent your web browser. Please take note. You can see my web browser here is Google Chrome. The reason why it's Google Chrome is that is my default web browser. But if your default web browser is Microsoft Edge, you see it to be what? Microsoft Edge icon. If it is Internet Explorer, it will be Internet Explorer icon. If it is Safari, the same thing. If it is Opera Mini, but all the same. If it is any of this aside Google Chrome, please do not change it. It's still the same. You can see. So what we are going to do is, I think instead of, we also learn about when we're talking about debugging and those stuff. So because we are using a traditional way of doing this, we don't have the resource to debug it. So I'd advise that immediately you save it like this. Just double click to open it. Now when you tap to open it, to open with your web browser. You see that? And you see the web browser, currently it is empty. You see there's nothing in the web browser. So the web browser, you see the URL here is talking about users /user desktop web, because it is saved under my drive C. So you see that the drive C here, because it is local website, we have not hosted. So currently our website is dead website. It's a dead website. It's not live on the internet. So that's why you see in the URL it is rather C/user desktop /website/index. So the index is talking about, this is the name of the file and the folder, and the location here is the desktop. So that's how it is. So I'll advise that you minimize it so that you'll be able to view. And perhaps this one you can simply close this one. Now another simple trick always I use is that, please, this one is not part of our teaching, but just take note. We are going to view two windows side by side. So to view two windows side by side, you have to just tap on the top and hold it. You drag it to the right side. Drag it to the right side. Please take note. You drag it, double tap, drag it to the right side, so that it will select this. Now the next window, the next window will open. It will, if you have opened several windows, you see that several windows will appear. Then select the window that you want to be side to this one. So you can select Index Notepad+. So good. So now you can see those two are now here. Please, now we are now switching to the left side. Maybe you can decide to put yours on the right side. For instance, someone might not be convenient with this. So let's say he or she will say, let me send this to the left side, and then take this one to the right side. Please, you can position it in. Now, so our next step, you come back to the index or the notepad. We are now going to input our codes so that the web browser will be able to execute it or run it so that we see it. So the first thing we are going to do is, when you come back to our website, you see that the website still uses the default name index.html. So first thing first, we need to give it a title. So the title, so we use a tag. So we then put it, this is the top, so we call it the head. So I'm now going to put the head tag. So we then put the head, you write the head, you close it, you open, then put the head, then put this one. Now, always when you do this, I advise that you scroll back, just come to the middle. Always open and close so that you don't forget it. Because if you always want to type and close it, you might forget, and executing or running it will be very difficult. So you just open it. That means everything is now going to be found in the head. So even if we save this, please, I think you don't need to go to the file and then put save. Maybe since the insertion point is in this insertion point, it means it's active. Just press Ctrl S, so save it. Now and then come back to the next window on the left. You can click and you can refresh it here. You can see still there's nothing inside. So now let's come back to our notepad or our text editor. So since we have opened the head, you insert here. So we are going to insert a title. So a title tag. So we say title, you put title, so you close it. That means that's the first opening tag. Then you close the tag. Please, closing tag always, most of the elements, maybe we'll still talk about it in the group or in our discussions. So the title tag, you close it. The close always use the /. Use the /. So that differentiates it from the opening tag. So we then type title. And take note, when we are talking about back, we said back occurs when codes are not able to display or execute or produce the right or intended result. Or another way, we also said the bug refers to a broken code. The broken code that makes the program to give an error message, or it does not produce the intended results. So when we said most of the courses are sometimes in typos, so take note of typos. So if you put title like this, so in the title, make sure that don't write title, opening tag, and the closing you misspell it, or you didn't type it well, it will not execute successfully. So the next one will come. So we are going to give our website or that particular web page a title. So what will be the title? So the title, maybe we can say the title is home. So it's home. Then I'll decide to since it's home, then you can decide to put a tag, a line here. So that means the straight line. So say welcome to web coding, maybe. So web coding, so that's just the title. Now this time you just save, or you just come to the file, then you don't need to put save as again. You just click on save, so it has been saved. Or just press the key combination, that is the shortcut key combination, Ctrl+C. Now immediately you save it, you come back to the website or the web browser rather. Now you refresh it. Now immediately you refresh it, take note. You can see it is no longer index.html, but rather you can see it's now home slide or home welcome to web coding. You see that? Maybe you can just, you want to give a space here. So we can save it again, then we can do it. So you can see it has been changed here. So now this is the head. Good. So the head, take note of the head. The head, anything that you type in the head, any code that is in the head, only it does not show inside the web body. It's only showing as just like it on top. It's hidden. It is not showing in the web page. Are you okay? And it is not only the title, because the title is a tag that shows that is the title of the web page that you are open. So because this is our home, so we say that the title should be home, or we just say title. You can change your title. So now we are now coming to the real job here. The real job is, what do you want your website to contain? So the website to contain, we now use the body. Remember, we said the website contains, first it has three parts. The part is the document type, the second part is the head, and the third is the body. Now the body is, just as we know, even letter writing, body is where the ingredients are found. So you then put the body tag. So you say body tag. So you write body. Then please, immediately you open it, kindly close it so that you don't forget. So you close it like this, and you can then open it. So you open it. That means we are now saying anything that we now type will now be found inside the body. Are we clear? So you open it. So you come to the line. So how do you want? Maybe perhaps we want to welcome our visitors. So, and please, there are several elements and the tags that we can use. So maybe you can use a header, and so we use the H1. And sorry, we open a tag, they put H1. Remember, H1 is the biggest tag. It is bigger than the H2. The H2 is bigger than the H3. The H3. So we'll discuss this later. So if you open it, I would only advise close it. So we say H1. Then now inside it, you come here direct and then open it. So we are going to type. So you then type. Maybe you can type in caps or initial caps, any. So we want to say welcome. So welcome to the web guide. So this welcome to the web guide. Now when you type it, let's save it. Now come back to your web browser. Now refresh here. So good. Now immediately you refresh it, you can see it is now showing. So because it is in the head, it's now showing there. I hope you can see that. Now maybe perhaps we can decide to add other things. So other things like maybe perhaps you can see our website. Let's open it and see. The website is blank, or maybe it's white. So maybe you can decide that you want to add. So let's just check it this way. Maybe you want to make sure that you want to use a color for your website. So to use a color, no, because here is white, that's the body. So we'll come back to the body and we use an element. We use an attribute. This time we take note, an element and attribute, they are not the same. But when you are using CSS, some of the elements found in HTML, some of the attributes in HTML can be an element in CSS. That means cascading style sheet. So maybe let's start. So it says style. You write an let's just remove it. You write an attribute called style. So the style, so we then enter the values. What is the value of the attribute? So the value of the attribute is going to be you put it. You want to say background color. So you want to put background. Please, you spell background well. Background. So you say background color. The color you can spell COLO, right? So the background color. Then you use the colon. So what color do you want? Maybe you can put red, yellow, green, apple, or purple, or others. So maybe I will start to use sea green. So sea green, and I'll also close it. So remember we were talking about a string. So we are stringing the background color, and it's what, sea green. Then you then save it, Ctrl C, or you better still come to the file and click on save. So immediately you save it, you can go back to your web browser. Then you rotate, and you can see our background color has been changed. So this brings us to the end of today's session. We continue. Please, if you have a comment, you can comment inside, or if you have a question, you can comment under the video. And remember, read the comment section. I'll drop the next video when it comes, or I'll give you the link to download some of the text editors. See you in our next video. Bye.